and then team goals. Being in the habit of establishing personal goals and then team goals so that we can together create results. And I think that that's going to speak very well when individually we start to achieve, but as a team we achieve. And if we set the goals out, then we can plan and prepare. And strategy is the currency of the wealthy. Strategy is the currency of the successful. We know the habits of the successful already. We know the discipline. We know the studying. We know the showing up. We know some of these characteristics, the courage, the tenacity. We understand the characteristics of what it takes to be a successful person. But strategy is the game changer. It's one thing to know the instructions and the rules. It's one thing to have a plan. It's one thing to have all the boldness and courageousness and tenacity and consistency. It's one thing to have all those things. It's another thing to apply the right strategy to the information. And so it has to be founded in goals. So my hope for all of us here is that we put our mindset in a way to collaborate. It's not for Dr. Harry or myself or Daryl or any other team leaders, the global expansion leaders, to continually be the only one speaking and everybody waits to hear what's done before everybody moves. Yes, leaders lead. Yes, we go in one direction. Yes, we sing from the same song sheet, but it's a collaborative effort. And the buy-in is what's so important. The buy-in of let us plan, prepare a strategy. And when we come up with the strategy, we all do it. We all follow the instructions, just like safety trade. We follow the instructions, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps. We do it over and over again. We teach it to everybody. We get to love it. We get to have fun with it. We get to celebrate it. We create energy around it. Over 4 or 5 simple things that's going to be part of our daily and weekly strategy. One of our weekly strategies is this call. And planning on this call, what we'll do for the week, the accountability to each other, even the PS3s. Probably we need to come up with a form, maybe Dr. B, and we record how many people did we call today, how many 3 ways did we do upline and downline, so that we hold ourselves accountable to the steps we have laid out for the strategy, the event planning, literally lay out something as a team so that we can begin to see results forward. We have to put out a plan. Dr. B, I don't know if I've gone off the script that you had intended.
No, very well aligned, Ms. Buckner. Really appreciate that.
Yep. So I'm looking forward for that synergy of literally planning our work, working our plan day by day, week by week, and we come here on a Sunday to on a leadership level hold ourselves accountable, while in the evening at 7 o'clock we could come together at a showcase level for prospects. So this is our leadership back behind the scenes energy call, put our goals in perspective call, brush up where we fell short call, while at 7 o'clock we showcase and celebrate the achievements, who ranked up, who enrolled, who became tradesmen, who earned a fast start commission, celebrate somebody who signed up, one person made $25, celebrate somebody who made $150, celebrate somebody who signed up 3 and broke even because they signed up with a $3.99, celebrate somebody who sold a fintech product. And we showcase that at 7 o'clock and then do the presentation, showcasing business ownership, showcasing earning extra income, showcasing friendship and camaraderie and partnership, showcasing Xtreamfx, showcasing Forex, showcasing everything, and letting our friends know that we're happy, we're excited. All of these things I'm talking about sounds great by itself, but I want you to think of it as strategy. It is part of the strategy, the way we speak, the things we do, and the progression we do. So Dr. B, that's what I want to jump in and say, that we have to begin to get our minds right for structure. And structure and strategy will take us to our goals. We know a lot of stuff. We've been to training. We hear Mr. Mickle. We hear the Monday, Wednesday calls. We do the Tuesday trainings. We get it. What's going to be the strategy to employ the things we know, and the strategy as a team? How do we build momentum? How do we tag team? How do we edify in a way? How do we create energy for the guests, that when the guests come, it's not boring, it's not repetitive, it's exciting, it's energetic? How do we involve the members so that they are participating and feel a part of the team, feel useful? How do we delegate things to people? How do we incorporate people in the presentation? All these different things, is what some of the things we want to talk about. So Dr. B, I'm going to hand over to you on that regard.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my co-pilot. All right, so in referencing what Ms. Butler just shared, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you have goal cards. Put a number 1 in the chat if you have written goal cards that you write on your goals that you're working towards, and you repeat them to yourself in the morning and possibly in the night as well before you go to bed. In the morning when you're getting the day going, hopefully when you get up first, and then in the night before you go to bed. Put a 1 in the chat. Let me put a 1 in the chat for me, right? So I can put a 1 in the chat for myself. Daryl put a 1 in the chat. That's great. So that's Daryl and myself who have goal cards, right? Because in this life, guys, you have not because you goal not, right? You have not because you goal not. I'll tell you, goal setting and the planning towards getting goals accomplished is a spiritual law. There are 4 laws of permanent prosperity. All right, the first law is the law of forgiveness. The second law is the law of goal setting. The third law is the law of purpose. And then the fourth law is let me just not try to even repeat that because I don't remember them off the top of my head. But there are 4 laws of permanent prosperity. I'll come back as I'm talking. As I know, forgiveness is key, goal setting is key, having a purpose, and the fourth one will come back to me here shortly. But there are 4 laws if you want to be permanently prosperous. Something I train about all the time. I don't know why it's slipping there right now, but it'll come back to my mind. Goal setting and getting, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most important things that you could do. And a lot of us in life have not because we goal not. So I want to encourage us, because one of my goals that I have written here, you might be able to see it if it's, if you can read it, but if not, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 20 multi-level marketing leaders earning residual income of over $1,000 per month and higher by June in Xtreamfx Global Academy by June 30th, 2023. And as the date June 30th approaches, if I haven't reached it, I change it to July. And when July comes, I haven't reached it, I change it to August. In addition to that, I have goals like I'm so happy and grateful now that I've enrolled over 1,000 members into Xtreamfx Global Academy that were personally sponsored by me by December 31st, 2023, are students and affiliates for the $99 per month and higher level. I've so far enrolled over 103 persons so far. I have other goals here written down. One of my goals that I'm really grateful about, I'm so happy and grateful now that Carolyn, Alicia, Ariane, and Abraham are with me in Houston, Texas by February 28, 2023. Our daughter and our son arrived here on May 18th, May 18th, 2023. They arrived here. My wife and our daughter, that's in process, right? When you write your goals down, you may not get them at the date you set, but they will eventually come to pass. I could even write down, give you some of the goals. Bridget was here and I wrote down a goal about a 1-bedroom apartment in Houston under $500 with a washer, dryer, fridge, and stove. You remember that, Bridget? When we were reading Think and Grow Rich last December, Mark was here. Mark saw that goal, and I got a 1-bedroom apartment in Houston for $250 a month with washer, dryer, and it was a beautiful apartment, very nice. The circumstances behind that is just divine behind it. And then here are some others. I have a 5-bedroom home. I've changed it from Fort Lauderdale to Houston now. So this is Houston, Texas. That I wake up in the morning and I read this to myself. Now, somebody come off me. Why should we read the goals to ourselves? Why should we read them over and over again? What's the reason? Somebody unmute and tell me, what's the purpose of doing that? What's the philosophical, the scientific, what is behind it? Is it hocus pocus? Is it a waste of our time? Somebody come off mute and tell me, why does Bill Gates is documented to have 7,000 written goals? And he's one of the probably close to the wealthiest man on the planet. He has 7,000 written goals. Dr. Copeland, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, so it definitely helps to internalize what it is that we are setting out to do. because the subconscious mind, all it does is follows instructions. All it does is follow instructions. And if we set a goal and we are very clear about that goal, then everything will coalesce so that we can move forward towards that goal. So it's very important to affirm over and over what it is that we want to achieve, or if you will, want to attract.
Thank you, Doc. So you brought up something very important here, the subconscious mind. And here's the thing about the subconscious mind. Whether you deliberately tell your subconscious mind what it is that you want it to do on your behalf, it is going to receive information from the media, it's going to receive information from your family, from your friends, from people around you. And those bits of information that come into your subconscious mind are going to direct your pathway, and people call it fate. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this. If we are not, the statement comes to us through thousands of years in teachings and says, guard your heart, or let's remove the word heart, guard your subconscious mind with all of your strength and your might, because out of it proceed the issues of life, right? Guard your heart and your mind, which is really your subconscious mind. It says guard it, which means that you have to be a good guardian as to what's coming in. So if you do not intentionally and purposefully have written cards that you're reading to yourself, then what's going in there? What's going in there are the things you're watching on the television. What's going in there are the things you're hearing on the radio. What's going in there are the things that people around you are saying. That's what's going into your subconscious mind. And it's creating your life, whether we like it or not. That's the nature of it. So we have to be very focused. We have to be very intentional. If we don't have goal cards, ladies and gentlemen, that's a part of the reason why we're not getting the things that we want done. Because I just shared with you some. I could share many of them that I've written down that are already taken off the card, but I'm just sharing with you a few now that are here. One of my goals, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have produced 10 $100,000 per month income earners via the multi-level marketing side of Xtreamfx Global Academy by December 31st, 2023. Will I get there by December 21st, 2023? I'm not sure, but here's the thing. I know I'm going to get there eventually. Eventually, I'll get there. Whether it's December or January or February or March, I'm going to get there. And it's just a question of who I want to be the ones that the creator in the great scheme of the architecture of creation will be the ones who occupy those spaces. Because I do know that $100,000 a month residual coming into your life will be of great value to you and your family, right? Is there anybody on here that's really interested in having residual income? Put a number 2 in the chat. If you like to have money coming to your bank account every single week from Xtream, showing up in your bank account, put a number 2 in the chat. Because Joan did, Daryl did. Daryl is already having his gold cards. Let me put my 2 there, right? As well. Sonia did. I have my number 2 in there. Kamala does, right? Is there anybody else on the line that wants to have that money coming to their bank account every week from the company? And even if you haven't already, still go ahead and put a number 2 in the chat. If it's coming in already, but you'd like to see it increase and become more than what it is that's in there now, right? So what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, you have to make sure that you have these cards, right? They're 3 inches, about 2.5 inches high by 5 inches wide. You could purchase them. You could buy like a sheet of paper. Victor, you want to have money coming in every week, great. These cards are essential. Writing them down is step 1. Here's the thing about doing this though, guys, right? It takes a while to develop the habit of doing it every day. So writing them down is one thing. That's not enough. You're going to have to write them down, and every morning, some mornings, I've been doing this for a while, and still there are mornings I forget to do it. And for me, it's a habit, much less for somebody who has never been doing it, and then know you're going to start doing it. So I'm just helping you to manage your expectations that as you write these down, right, and you commit that, you know what, I'm going to get my goals done. Whatever those goals might be, you know, there are some simple things that I've written down as well, like, you know, taking our children out to have dinner, or, you know, buying clothes to them at a certain stage, or, you know, getting them enrolled in school, or, you know, all of these goals, write them down. You know, they're categories. I do a goal setting training towards the end of the year. I usually write down my goals for 20. I'm going to be writing down my goals for 20 for 2024, I'm going to write them down November 1, 2023, or maybe October 31st, 2023, depending on which day. But I'm going to write them down, right? I'm going to sit down. I'm going to take time to write down my spiritual goals, right? I'm going to take time to write down my personal goals. I call those egoic goals, like the cars I want, the house I want to live in, the different things I want to buy for myself, the massage that I want to give my body. Those things, I'll write those down are my personal egoic, E-G-O-I-C goals, apart from my spiritual goals that I'll have. And then I also know I'll have my relationship goals for my marriage. What are those goals for my marriage? I need to write those down as well, which I have them written down in my goal book, right? And then the next thing I have is that my family goals, because we have children. What are the goals that you've set for your children? I write those down as well in my goal book at the end of October, beginning of November. And I've been doing that now for a few years. In addition to that, I'll write down the goals for my business and businesses that I want to have and outline those as well. And then also then beyond that, I write community goals. So if you look at the categories, do you have your spiritual goals written? Do you have your egoic personal goals written? Do you have are you in a relationship, or you intend to have a relationship? Are you describing the kind of spouse that you like your creator to bring into your life? You need to write down the things you want to see in that spouse, right? And that becomes your another goal area. And then if you have children or you plan to have children, describe those goals as well. And then your businesses that you're developing, have written goals for those. And then you're now going to have goals in your community. You know, things that I've done, like I've gone out myself and people I've mentored in Nigeria. We went out and we fed people. We gave away over 5,000 cooked meals to people on the streets and in different communities that were just dealing with hunger. And that is just, to me, that was just a symbolic gesture to the creator, to let the creator know that I understand the importance of being on this planet, that I'm here to set goals and achieve them. I'm here to live a life of purpose. I'm here to, you know, to really be very, 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 very clear and very focused, right? I'm trying to remember the 4 spiritual laws. I know forgiveness, goal setting, purpose, you know, purpose, but the 4th one, I don't know why it's slipping me, but it will come back here. All right, but it was 4 laws done by Charles Fillmore. I think it's Charles Fillmore that actually articulated them. And then Edwin Gaines has made them very popular in our trainings, right? EDWENEGAINES is that lady, right? Powerful teacher of prosperity. So the 4 permanent laws of prosperity, guys, forgiveness is number 1 on there. Then you have to have your goal setting, you have to have a life, your purpose, what are you here, understanding why you're here. And the 4th one will come back to me here during the course of our discussion, right? If not, I'm gonna dig it up online. All right, so guys, we have to have our goals written down. So right now, one of the key things is that online, there are 5 of us that are receiving a check every week from Xtream. My goal, right? My goal, ladies and gentlemen, my goal is to have minimum of 20 members by the end of June. That's what I set it for, right? I'm not backing down from it, that are earning $1,000 a month residual, which means we have 20 silvers and above in our team. That's the goal, right? And right now we have individuals like Mark, like Bridget that are already there. Daryl is already there, right? That's just myself, that's 4 of us. But we need 16 more persons that are earning $1,000 a month extra, plus your other incomes that you're earning, whether it's trading, your job, your businesses that you're doing, you know, the apartments that you have rented out and you're collecting rental income from those apartments. You know, you have 4, 5, 6, 7 apartments, 10 apartments, and each of them are earning you like net $250, $300 after whatever the expenses are on those, or, you know, regarding holding on to the asset, and you're increasing that portfolio over time. Personally, I'm going to have about 2,000 apartments in the longer run that will generate residual income from my family. Okay, and if my family earns even $200 US a month from 2,000 apartments, right? That's about $400,000 that my family receives every month by having those apartments, right? That's a lot of money for the year just from our real estate portfolio business alone. So understand this, guys. I'm not here to play around. You know, we're going to make a lot of money because we have things to do. The world has a lot of pain in it. That money is needed to go out into the world to address that. I can't say I'm going to clothe, feed, shelter people in Nigeria and other countries and you know, I don't have millions upon millions upon millions of dollars flowing into my account. Not to mention what we're going to do with trading. So, guys, but it starts out with getting to that first $500. We have to. And those of us like Alan and Arlene Anderson and David that are here, you know, Jenilyn, Joan, and Victor, right? We need to get you across that line. We need to get you across that line. So what it is that we need to do to be at least collecting $125 every Friday. What it is that we need to do, because here's, I gave us, for those who are here, I talked about the safety trade. It's extremely powerful. You'll make money with it, but you have to follow the system of it. And if you veer off the system like I did, you may not have the same experience like I did, but I ended up growing $189 to almost $900. And then I started doing some things with the safety trade that was not in the system based on what I learned in class in Xtreme. I learned some things about trading, you know, breakout retest trade, fair value gaps, you know, understanding when market is going to go into momentum. And I was trying to use that along with the safety trade to go from 2 pips and 3 pips per trade to winning like 10 pips and 15 pips and 20 pips per trade, all right? And some of them I won and some of them didn't go well, right? So now it pulled me down and now I had to build back up, which is fine. But I've gone back to the basics of just using what the safety trade says. I'm not going to mix it up with any, I'm not going to make it, in Jamaica, we call it a mongrel, right? I'm not going to make it, mixing it with something else that is not a part of it. I'm not going to make a mongrel safety trade for hire. I'm going to abide by the safety trade and use it only. So with that said, right? The safety trade will make us money, no question about that. So we have a beautiful opportunity to offer that to people and know that they're going to make money from the product. That gives us more strength to build a stronger residual, where people are paying their subscription for their education, they're paying the $75 a month to get the safety trade ideas, you know, plus getting their education. So talking to you guys now, somebody tell me, to qualify for $125 every Friday, to be qualified for $125 every Friday, what it is that you need to do to be qualified to receive $125 every Friday from Xtreme? Somebody come off mute and tell me, please. What is it that you need to do?
Oh, nobody wants to answer? I guess I'll answer that. You need 10 people to get there and qualify for 125 a week. You need 4 in your first leg, 4 in your second, and 2 in your third.
All right, so this is you here. Let's see if this works this time. Tell me if this is working, everybody. Can you see everything on your screen? Can you see one head with 3 circles below? Can we see that?
Yes, we said.
Okay, all right.
Can I
So
get how? Because when I explain it to people sometimes, when I draw the 3 circles there, what I would normally do sometimes is I'll put a 1 in those 3 circles each. And at the top, I put a you, meaning you yourself coming in. And then I'll draw just 1 circle under each of those 3 circles. And then I'll put a 3 in each of those next set of circles, showing that those 3 people actually went out and each found 3 people. So then I asked them to add it up. 3 plus 1 is 4, 3 plus 1 is 4, 3 plus 1 is 4, which would give you your 4, 4, and 2. And I just go straight down doing the whole way, showing the duplication of each finding 3 to get to where they want to be.
That means you have 4 in this leg, 4 in this leg, and 2 in this leg, right? Is that right, Daryl? Are you there, Daryl? Daryl, you're on mute. You're muted. You're muted back.
Yes, that is correct and everything. So when you add those 2 sets of circles up, it's 4, 4, and 4. But when you look at the chart, it shows that you only need 4, 4, and 2, because you only need half in the third leg of what you need in the first and the second leg.
All right, great. So individuals, what you have to do is to go to your back office and look at your rank to see what your current rank is, right? What your current rank is. So what we're gonna have to do is, you know, I know my drawing is not the prettiest, right? But it is what it is, right? This whiteboard is giving me a warm time, right? But that's what we have to do. We have to get those done, right? 4 in the left, 4 in the middle, 2 on the right. Now, here's the thing. How many points comes with each student package for $99? How many points comes with that? Anybody wants to tell me how many points comes with a student package?
40 points.
40 points, right? Now, if somebody buys the safety trade product, how many points comes with that?
80 points.
80 points. So that person counts as 2. So if you have somebody who buys a safety trade product, they could literally count as 2. Okay? And that's going to make it easier for you to get the 4, because one person could buy the safety trade in this leg. So you end up needing 2 more instead of 4 during that particular week. Now, the 80 points only last for 4 weeks, so be mindful of that. So you're going to still need more volume, because the 80 points is only for the first 28 days. After that, it expires, but it's going to help you to get that done. So guys, let's work on getting this done. Now, how can we get this done? All right, how can we achieve this? And this beautiful thing, but let me just do it, clear this off, right? How do I clear this off? How do I clear this off? It's a new thing that Zoom did, just threw me out. All right, thank you for doing that. All right, let me just share it again. All right, share whiteboard, and open whiteboard. All right, so what we need to do, everybody, is simple. What we need to do is called PS3. PS3. Peak interest, show the plan, 3-way call. That's it. If you just simply follow that, you'll be able to, you literally are going to be able to make headway. That's it. PS3. We need to peak interest, show them the video, or invite them to the Zoom. We're having a presentation. We're having 2 today, 1 at 5 p.m. Eastern on this link. We're having 1. Ms. Butner, you could put the link for the 7 o'clock so everybody has it. And each of us could go ahead and invite persons for that. And then we have those 2 presentations. 1 on this link at 5 o'clock. I'll do a presentation and I'll highlight the safety trade product. If I see trades, I'm going to take them live with us there in if the trades are, if I see any NAS or S&P trades, because right now I'm going to focus on those 2 assets, rebuild my account to like $2,000 something, $5,000, and then I might consider maybe I'll do some other stuff with it, because there's a lot of other stuff out there to trade and make money, but we need to have more capital to make them work, right? But NAS and S&P, they have some very low commissions, very low commissions, and the spreads are very tight. So they give you a good opportunity to win 2 pips very easily. When you talk about currency pairs, you talk about some of the other assets, the spreads can be wide, and you need a larger lot size to be able to make money to overcome the commissions they charge and the wide spread, right? So you need larger moves with those assets. But you'll learn that when you're doing your trading, all right? You're learning how to trade. All right, so PS3, guys, peak interest, show the plan, 3-way call. That's what we need to focus on right now. That's what's going to get you to $125 a week, because the first goal, right, is that I have written down. You're going to have your goals, right? But as I shared on my goal card, and I spoke extensively about this, Bridget mentioned it, Dr. Copeland spoke about that, and right now, just Daryl and I are the only ones on this line that have goal cards. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you straight, you have not because you goal not. You have to have written goals. If you do not have written goals, you're like a ship on the water without a rudder, without a sail that's set in a particular direction, and you end up landing on rocks. That's what happens to people who do not have written goals. So if you're trying to figure out why you're kind of just humming along, and you're not reaching certain targets, is because of not having goals written down, right? That you repeat to yourself, because your subconscious mind is just open to suggestion, right? It is going to receive suggestion whether you like it or not, right? And you have to ensure that you're the one actually, prosperity. I'm searching something while I'm talking to you, right? All right. Here it is, 4 laws, 4 spiritual laws of permanent prosperity. Okay, great, found it. All right, So guys, man, you gotta get that done, right? You gotta get that done. You gotta get that done. You cannot leave that out, right? You cannot. You have to get that done, right? You have to have your goals written down, right? You have to have your goals written down. You have to be doing your forgiveness work. We'll talk about forgiveness another day. We won't get into that too much today. You have to have your goals about purpose, right? And for some reason, man, my brain is just, you know, not bringing me back the fourth law. And I don't have time to go read to see what it is or to rewatch this, right? But the 4 permanent laws of prosperity. There are 4 laws that help us to be permanently prosperous. Forgiveness is one, goal setting is the other, having a purpose for your life, you know, sense of direction. And the 4th one will come back to me when it does. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Beyond Daryl and myself, we need to have who's going to write down their goals today, right? Your short-term goals, like for example, if you are really interested in becoming an apprentice, write it down this way. Somebody type this in the chat for me who wants to get the $125 done this coming week or by the following week. Somebody write this down. If you want to have it, this is what you write it. I am so happy and grateful now. Somebody type that in the chat. I am so happy and grateful now. That's the first part of what you're going to write down on a card, and you're going to repeat it to yourself. All right. I am so happy and grateful now. It's very important that you put the word now. You cannot be happy and grateful after the goal is accomplished. You have to be grateful before the goal is accomplished. Wealthy is the man who is grateful for what he does not yet have. Okay, remember that. Wealthy is the man who is grateful for what he does not yet have. So you have to be happy and grateful before you get your goal, not after you get your goal, right? You need to be happy, grateful, and excited about the goal being done and celebrating it as being an accomplished fact in your life, and then it will come to pass in due season. So I am so happy and grateful now. Nobody has written it yet. I'm looking for someone to write that down, right? Who wants to get $125 done by this coming next week, Sunday, or even tonight, depending on how close you are, right? I am so happy and grateful now. Everybody's fingers gone mute, Tommy. Am I the only one? Anybody out there can hear me? No. My apologies. I was not enter the book. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you, Daryl. All right. Thank you, Kamala. Right. Okay. You also are repeating your goals every day. Wonderful. Right. Okay. Good. Thank you, Bridget. Right. Thank you. You see. Yeah. Okay. She wrote that down. Right. So I'm so happy and grateful now, but there's something missing from that, Bridget. Right. There's something missing from that. Right. And here's what's missing from it. Right. I'm so happy and grateful now. That's the first thing. Thank you, Darren, for writing that down. The next thing is that I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning $125. Right. I'm earning $125 per week from Xtreamfx Global Academy by the date. Right. By the date. You need to put a date. The universe or creator, your subconscious mind needs a date. It can't be just out there. You don't give an order to Walmart, or you don't give an order to any particular company to deliver something to you that you want to make you happy. And you do not tell them the specifics of what you want. You want to know exactly when it's going to arrive, because you're not going to just be sitting down hoping that one day it shows up at your door. You need to know exactly when they're going to deliver it so that you can make plans accordingly. And it's the same thing with our creator. You have to be that specific. It's just that we're certain notes associated with our goals, and that's what interferes with the spiritual pathway for the goals that we're seeking to have manifest in our life to be affected. It is our own self-doubt and disbelief and unbelief about the goals being accomplished that delay the process. In the spiritual realm, when you ask for something, it's immediate. If you right now just say, okay, I want a jet, and you will see a jet pop in your mind. You'll see it immediately. You could see yourself walking into it, sitting down in it, flying across the ocean with it. But what happens is that when it's now going to be manifesting in the time realm on Earth, there's a lot of issues associated with that, both with us individually, what's going on within our subconscious, and what's going on in the subconscious mind of humanity as a whole. So, oh, thank you for this, for the goal. Tithing, that's the next law, man. That's the other law. That's the one that couldn't come back to mind, right? That's the law. Oh, that's the law, right? To be tithing, right? So you have to have your tithing, you have to have forgiveness, you have to have goal setting on purpose, right? That's it. Thank you very much, Kamala, right? Edwin Gaines, Charles Fillmore articulated them, right? But for some reason, tithing, I don't know why you slipped me today, right? But I did do some tithing this morning, right? All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it, all right? Let's get back to it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning $125 per week from Xtreamfx Academy by June 20th, 2023. Thank you, Victor Riley. That's it. That's it. Everybody needs to have that written down on cards for those who do not yet have it. If you pass that goal, then change it to $250 per week if it's silver. Change it to $500 a week if it's gold. If you are now also, remember, one of my goals is that I'm so happy and grateful now that I have members. I said it. How many members? Somebody put in the chat for me. How many people did I say I'm going to have earning over $1,000 by the end of June? Somebody type the number in the chat if you remember what I said in my affirmation that I read to myself every morning. Does anybody remember what I said? Right? Does anybody remember what I said? Does anybody remember what I said? All right? How many was it? How many did I say I'm going to have by the end of June? Right? Good, Richard. I'm so happy and grateful now, all right, for finding 3 like-minded people. 20. Thank you, Victor Riley. You're paying full attention to this class today, right? Thank you, Victor Riley. 20 people, right, that I say I'm going to have, right? There it is for those who want to see it, right? Written, okay? And I have other goals every morning when I get up, before I brush my teeth and do all that, because I want, when my subconscious mind is foggy and it's not fully clear, it hasn't started listening to the world yet, I read this to my subconscious mind. I'm telling my subconscious mind, I'm so happy and grateful now. And you need to say it with emotion, you need to say it with passion, you need to say it with a high level of excitement. You know, sometimes you have to disturb people in your environment, okay? Because I am so happy and grateful now that I'm earning $125 from Xtreamfx Academy by June 30th, 2023. David, that's what I'm talking about, right? That you have to write it down. You have to repeat it to yourself. And here's what your subconscious mind will do. Anybody has ever had this experience where you decided that you want to buy a particular car, right? And, you know, before you bought the car, you thought, okay, this car, you know, there's not many of it in my area. And as soon as you make up your mind that you want to buy the car, all of a sudden you start to see that car all over the place. Put a number 3 in the chat or come off mute and tell me if you have ever had that experience. You decide that you want to buy a particular car. It wasn't, you know, you were not seeing that many of it around, or maybe you see the car, but the color you wanted, you didn't see many of that around. And as soon as you made up your mind that you're going to go ahead and get one done, you're going to start making plans, put your money in place. You know, it may take you a month, 5 months, 6 months, a year, but you're going to buy that car, right? And then all of a sudden, everywhere you go, you start to see that car. Has anybody ever had that experience? I've had it happen to me a couple of different times. But anybody else?
I've had it happen.
All right, that's had it happen. Anybody else? Is there anyone else that have had that experience before? All right, so here's the thing, guys. Daryl has had it. Sonia has had it, right? You know, so I've had it. 3 of us on here have had that experience where we made up our minds, we're gonna buy a certain car. We didn't see that many of it around. And all of a sudden, everywhere we go, we're seeing the car. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us have what's called a RAS, R-A-S, right? R-A-S, somebody type R-A-S in the chat. It means reticular activating system. In our brains, ladies and gentlemen, we have something called a RAS. It's a little thing at the back of our head, right? RAS. What happens is that the minute that you become interested in something, the minute you become interested in something, and I mean interest is different from curiosity. I don't mean curiosity and interest are not the same. They are not on the same frequency. Curiosity, oh, you know what, I mean, you know, that's a nice guy. He looks cute. You know, that's a nice girl. She looks beautiful. Interest is when you're in love with something. Interest is when you know, man, I'm interested in that guy. Man, you know, I'm interested in that lady, right? And you have an interest. You're not going to start sending flowers. You're not going to start sending secret messages. You're going to be showing up unexpectedly at their workplace. You're going to be doing things, ladies and gentlemen, because you're interested. When you're interested, there's a level of love. There's a level of attraction to something. And then your RAS, RAS, reticular activating system, somebody type it in the chat, it starts to go out and starts to pull back in your direction the elements necessary for the accomplishment of that goal, whatever it is that you're really interested in. So if you're just lukewarm about getting it done, you're not going to make a list. You're not going to invite anybody to the call at 5 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. You're not going to be calling and doing three-way calls and piquing his interest, showing them the presentation and doing the three-way call. You're going to do that. Joan is interested in getting this done. Why? Because she called 20 people yesterday to come on the call. Whether people showed up or not, that's another story, but she made the calls or she sent the messages out, right? So guys, what we have to do is that we have to have a real interest in getting this done. And one of the ways to trick your subconscious mind in going to work for you, even though you're consciously not believing you're going to get it done, is to commit to reading this goal to yourself every day. Whatever the goals are, right? Because I have on here I'm so happy here for now that I have a 5-bedroom home in Houston, USA, with a large living room, fully furnished, 3-car garage, kitchen with an island, family room, and an office, pool, and a backyard with a boat dock at the back by December 31st, 2023. The house is going to cost about $2.5 billion to get the decent one, right? So guys, understand this. We have to have those written down, and you have to repeat them to yourself. You have to get up every day and recite them. And I know for some of us, you may sound, man, that sounds like spooky or weird. But if you do not do it, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have a struggle getting your goals done. Because history has shown that those people who have written goals are the ones who get their goals accomplished. Bill Gates wrote down over 7,000 the last time I had a record of it. Which means, just imagine writing down 7,000 goals. I've only written down over 600 so far, guys. You have to write them down. We do not have a choice, okay? That's a spiritual law of prosperity. 4 laws: forgiveness, tithing, goal setting, and purpose. Those are the 4 laws. Forgiveness, tithing, right? You have to, if you don't believe in tithing, fine. But if you want to be permanently prosperous, you have to let your creator be aware that you know that your source of all good things in your life is from your creator. And one of the physical ways of demonstrating that you know that everything comes from your creator is the tithe, to where you get your spiritual food. Okay, so wherever you're being fed spiritually, you give back to that group, and you do it consistently, so it becomes a habit. So the creator knows, and you know that all the good things coming into your life is from Father of all lights. All right, all of us. Okay, each of us is a light unto this world. So guys, we have to have our goals. I can't overemphasize that. I could talk about that all week because that's so important. So make sure you have a goal written down. I said David, I said Victor, and I didn't see Arlene Anderson. I didn't see you jump in there that you're going to write down yours or even type in the chat. I haven't seen anything in the chat from you yet, right? And Jeneline, right? God's Power, Jonah, right? We need to have these things written down. Alan Stewart, you need to have it written down and repeating it to yourself. Joan, you need to have it written down and repeating it to yourself, right? And then those who have already gotten to that goal, you need to go ahead now and write down a higher goal than that. You saw Bridget putting in the chat the goals about team, not just her goal, right? From the, okay, our UCT time, university, whatever UCT means, right? But if you could,
Universal Center of Truth for Better Living, Jamaica.
All right. Okay. Wonderful group of people. I think I'm very much aware of the lady that got that started. In fact, I met her a few years ago at Agape in California. Her name slips me right now, but I know her I know of her. She's a brilliant teacher. All right. So
Reverend McKeithen.
Say that again. McKeithen. Sheila McKeithen. That's her. Right. Sheila McKeithen. I met her back in California at Agape at one of the Revelation conferences there. So guys, these teachings, I've been in them and practicing them for years. you know, whether it is through Lisa Nichols, you know, Mariam Williamson, you know, I could name all the top people. I've met Deepak Chopra personally. You know, this for me is a wealth creation product is a mission, right? It's a mission, right? It's a mission. It's not something I'm just doing for the purposes of feathering my pockets and my family, guys. I'm very, very clear on why is it that I need to do this, right? Because it's a part of the reason why I came onto this planet and I decided to be here during this time in history, right? You know, it's the purpose, right? You know, it's identifying the purpose. When you identify your purpose, you know, as to why you are on this planet, it changes the dynamics of your life. It changes how you're going to live your life, all right? When you've identified why you're here, okay? And it's a very, why, as in why has levels, because you could, why, oh, you know, I want to get a car, I want to get a house, those things are paraphernalia. But when you have a clear indication of why you're here and why you're on the planet, and you understand your purpose, you understand the mission that you're on, then you start to attract individuals into the scope of that. You're going to have challenges. Don't think that, oh, once you have your divine purpose aligned, you're not going to have challenges. Challenges is a part of our life experiences, right? You know, our challenges is a part of experiencing life. It's a part of the adventure of being on planet Earth, right? You're going to have challenges and difficulties. We're promised that, right? You know, I promise you, you're going to have trials and tribulations. That's a promise, right? Trials and tribulations are part of the deal. So don't try to escape them, because that's a part of the deal. It's a part of being here. That's a part of birthing your promise. It's a part of birthing your strengths, your capacities, the peace and the joy and the loving nature and the, you know, all of the gifts that you're loaded and coded with before time began, right? Okay, Joan, I see you putting direct messages, right? But you change it to everyone, so everyone see you typing messages, right? But you say, oh, new messages, my apologies to everyone. So it's practice from Universal Center of Truth, awesome teacher, I agree with you. Yeah, and write on your goals this week. Yes, right, Anderson, write on your goals. Don't do it this week, do it today, Arlene. Just come off the line, go and get pieces of paper, cut them into 2.5 by 5 inch, and just write them down. Because what happens is that when you plan to do them later, right, you know, there's this law of diminishing intent. Law of diminishing intent, right? You intend to do something on the call, because, why? Because the emotions here are heightened. We're in a high vibration conversation right now. All of us are feeling pretty good by being in this conversation. But when you come out of this conversation, you're going to get back to the environment that you're in before, and it's going to pull your energy back to where it was. So if you do not jump off the call and immediately write them down, chances are you probably will not write them down. And then in addition to writing them, that's just the beginning. Then you're going to have to remember, which the human being is a forgetful. If the human being is forgetful, let me just say it that way, right? The biggest problem with the human being is forgetfulness. That's the biggest problem, forgetfulness. We forget the things that we say we're going to do. So when you get up tomorrow morning with the cards, some of you are going to forget. Some of you are going to come off the call and say, I'm going to do it in this later. And you're going to forget. And we'll come back here, some of you will be feeling queasy about coming back because you didn't do them. Because you know Harry's going to ask, what happened with your gold cards next week? You're going to ask, where is it? Who has them? Right? And because of the integrity in your soul, you know you're not supposed to say you have them and you don't. Right? So guys, get that done. Write them down. I gave you different categories, right? Spiritual, you know, if you've never done goal setting before, take some time. Spiritual, personal, goals, right? For your body, your physical body, right? So you have a spiritual, remember your spirit, soul, and body, right? So you have your spiritual soul goals, right? You write those down as to what you're going to do on that side in terms of the study, the books, the places you're going to go, the teachers you're going to learn from, and the investment of time in learning and developing yourself spiritually, right? And becoming more spiritually awake and aware. Second is that you now need to focus on your physical body. You have to take care of this temple that you're using to move around the planet. You have to. All right, thank you very much, Alan. That's what I'm talking about, right? June 30th. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, my brother, right? So the second thing is your body. The third is, are you in a relationship with somebody? Are you describing the spouse that you want the universe to develop and design to put into your life, right? That's one of the best ways you could do it. Send out the messages as to how you want your spouse to be, the features that you want. Don't forget about the negative things, just write down the positive things that you want to see in there, and then allow the universe to make that happen for you. or God, or, you know, whatever term it is that works best for you. Or I'm not here to define that. Okay. All right. And then the next group of individuals, the next area for your goals is your family, right? Are you planning, do you have children? Are you planning to have them? And if so, what are your goals for them? You need to have written goals. And then also for your businesses, all right? Xtream and different businesses that you're gonna have. I told you one of mine in terms of real estate and that portfolio as we continue to move ahead. And then community, how many people? One of the goals is, you know, I have written down goals of how many people I'm gonna feed, clothe, and shelter in Nigeria. And that's gonna expand to other countries around the world as well, right? That's a key part of the wealth creation project in doing work at the base of the pyramid of people to bring them up to a higher level. Because when people are hungry, there's an African proverb that says before you can put anything into a man, you have to take the hunger out of him. So you have to feed him, clothe him, and shelter him before you can talk to him about spirituality, before he will listen to personal development and growth and business ideas and success. Get into a place where he is taking care of those base needs, but while you're doing that, you're also now pouring into him the principles that he would need to imbibe and the practices he needs to employ if he's going to elevate his life or her life, right? And one of the key things, and I'm throwing it out there today for those who haven't yet started practicing it, is learn about silent meditation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, if you learn and practice silent meditation, where in the morning, before you pick up a book, before you read your affirmations, before you do anything, before you even say a word of prayer, you're going into, well, word of prayer before your affirmations. You can do that before your meditations are, right? But you jump into silent meditation. You need to connect with your creator before you enter the world. I'm telling you, if you make that a practice, you're going to be imbued. You're going to find yourself more peaceful. You're going to find yourself more joyful. You're going to find yourself with more strength. You're going to find you have more courage. You're going to have divine wisdom. You're going to have divine intelligence starting to flow. You're going to have transforming knowledge starting to occupy your mind. You're going to start to have people around you that are vibrating at a higher level. You're going to start to have so many wonderful things happening in your life if you start to allow the creator to birth within you the qualities of the creator. The qualities of the creator. And the qualities of the creator, like peace and joy and love and wisdom and you know, all of these will birth themselves within you if you make it a practice to get up in the morning and connect before you run. Because some people get up out of bed and they run into, you know, their messages on their smartphone. They're running to getting things prepared for their children, or getting ready for work because they have to rush out to work. So, you know, I don't have time right now to sit down and to do any meditation. I have to run to work because if not, I'm going to lose the job. But guess what, guys? For those of us who take the time to practice this first, you find a level of divine order starting to happen. You start to see what we call miracles start to happen in your life. You start to see doors open that you know you have no connection with that, you know, before you know for sure, right? You know, I was not the one who could have gotten an apartment in Houston, and for someone who saw the apartment for $250 in a beautiful community, unbelievable the way that came out, right? That's many other miracles that I could explain and talk about. You know, this is become a part of living for me, and it's becoming increasingly so. You know, and I'm very grateful and thankful, and the messages and the information I'm passing on to you guys, something I've studied, practiced, and lived. So I'm not sharing information to sound like a philosophical teacher. No, I'm talking to you about living what I've been through some rough experiences, right? And I use some of them as teaching points as we go along. But right now, the basic thing we need to get done, guys, basic. All 14 of us on here need to be earning money from the company every week. Okay, David, I saw your goal. Joan, I saw yours. Victor, I saw yours. Alan, I saw yours. All right, Jenilyn, I didn't see you write yours in the chat. All right, I didn't see you write yours in the chat. Okay, we need to have it done. We need to get it done. Not just write the goal down, not just get your card and repeat it to yourself. That's the beginning. But now we need to put action behind it. All right, we need to put action behind it. The action is PS3. We need to be doing 3-way calls every day until you get your goal done. So every day I'm available. Bridget is available. You know, Kamala is available to help you. Arlene and David, I'm available. Joan, you know, we're available to support you. Victor, you know we're available to support you. All right. We're gonna get massive goals done, ladies and gentlemen. We have a beautiful, beautiful opportunity available to us. Beautiful. There's no question about it. Our creator has given us one of the most amazing tools known as the safe to trade technology to not just make money for ourselves, but now we have a tool that we can market to people and know that when they use it, they'll make money. That's so satisfying to know that I can confidently say to somebody, if you buy this and you use it according to the system, you're going to make money. I've never been able to say that before. Always have to say, well, you know what, if you are, your dedication is good, but you have to make sure you're studying and there and you're going to take that. Well, but I know, but if you use the safe to trade system and you use it according, there are just 4 simple rules we need to follow for the safe to trade. 4. And if the person just read them, follow them, and do not veer off of them, do not mix them with anything else, do not try to create a mongrel out of safe to trade like I tried to do. I got my fingers burnt. If you do not do that, ladies and gentlemen, you make money because the trades are 99% correct. I'm telling you. Right? Sonia, I see you put it in there. Put this as a direct message. Put it to everybody, please. Right? You type it again and change it from me to everyone. Thank you, Alan, for putting it there, right? Thank you very much, right? Right, good. So guys, that's me. I want us to get this done. We already know what we need to do. Bridget, yep, my sister BB, let me hear from you. All right, Alan, I'm extremely happy and grateful now, right? Not just happy, all right? And Jenilyn, we didn't see you type it in the chat. We are ready to work with you to help to get your 4 people to the left, 4 in the middle, 2 on the right. We need to close that out.
Dr. B, you're giving some really great nuggets today. I mean, I'm over here going, woohoo! If we really can band together and just do these simple steps over and over again, every single person on this call will move through the ranks all the way to diamond and beyond. So I'm excited about the nuggets you're dropping today. On the topic of tools, I sent you some stuff in your WhatsApp. I don't know if you want me to share them from my gallery, if you think that's a useful tool on the building side, so that people can track their weekly activity as soon as you get, keep the goal in front, just like
Please
the
go ahead.
affirmation.
Yeah, I see the chart. Yeah, so go ahead and
let me go ahead and share them here. For some reason, do you have a whiteboard open? It's telling me that I have a whiteboard open on my screen.
All right, let me close it. Try closing, just share. If you share, it should just automatically kick it off.
If you make me co-host, I can override your share, but until then, you can share while collaborating on the whiteboard.
Okay, yeah. Seems like you lost the co-host. Okay, there you go.
Let me see if I can share now. Hang on.
Yep, there we go.
All right, great. So let me go ahead and share my screen, pick my gallery up. All right, so just as a vision, when we come to the ranks that we want to achieve, as you go up, this is just a tool you can just have that you can use as a guide to keep your focus. Let me turn my screen.
Okay, thank you.
So the people who are heading towards 125 a week, that means that you're an apprentice. And one of the things that we really want to cultivate also is really service. The more people you serve, the more people you help get what they want, what you want comes into play. So one of the important things that you want to do as you're setting your goals out is you really want to align and narrow your focus to who in your leg 1, who in your leg 2, and who in your leg 3 really is serious. So you might have to make a couple phone calls. You might have to ask a couple questions, probably do some game plan sessions, probably give some small tasks, which Dr. Benjamin can talk to once you come out of a game plan, some couple things you can challenge your new partner to do, see if they do it, so you get an idea whether they're committed to the process or not, and really begin to observe, just like you observe children, just like if you're a manager in a business, you're observing who has the potential for a promotion, who has the potential to get this extra thing. You have an event to plan, who is good at this, who is good at that. Become very observing of the skills and talents in your team and those who are truly serious and committed, so you can begin to more and more align with one person or two people and focus your energy there, because it's very difficult to help 10 people at the same time. But if you're helping one person, think about it. If you help one person become tradesman, now you have 4 people to help. You have that person, plus you have to help that person to help their 3 new people. Now you have 4 people to help. So it's very, very, it's very, very rewarding when you focus on one person, help them get their 3, help their 3 get their 3. Now you're getting progress. Now you have an apprentice leg, but you're focusing your energy. All right. So look in each of your legs and see who is likely to do the work, who is likely to do the things they need to do to get the things they say they want. And look for the person who's willing to go get their 3 people, whether that is 3 customers for Safe to Trade, whether that is 3 people who want to get find a Forex customer, a FinTech customer, a Safe to Trade customer, whatever, you're bringing the volume in. Yeah. So this is a guide that will help you to focus in on, if you help 3 people get to tradesman, you're an apprentice. If you have 3 people get to apprentice, you're a silver. You have 2 silvers, 2 silvers, 2 silvers, 6 silvers, you're a gold. Of course, the combinations in between are applied. So if you want to be gold and you only have 1 silver, you could have 1 silver plus 2 apprentices and you'd still be gold. So you can change it up accordingly, because we know the volume needed for each rank. So as a gold, you can get 2 silvers or 1 silver and 2 apprentices, or you could probably get 4 apprentices and you'll still be gold. Okay, so you just work the numbers and you'll see it. The other tool that I want to share with you is something that Dr. Linda Rogers Brown shared a while back, and I found it to be quite useful. And I modified it a little bit by adding some dates and time. So if you were to put today's date, June 11th, 2023 in the top left-hand corner, and you wrote your current rank today, whether that is just an affiliate. You're not even a tradesman, you're an affiliate. You have 1 or 2 people. And I hope you guys understand that you can become a tradesman without having 3 people, because the volume is 120 points. So if you signed up a $3.99 and anything giving 40 points or more, you would be an apprentice. You would be a tradesman. Okay, 120 points makes you a tradesman. Or 3 people at 40 PV. 3 basic affiliates give you tradesman, but you could also have 1 pro and 1 basic, and you're still a tradesman. You could certainly have 2 pros and still be a tradesman. I hope you guys understand the volume column on the compensation plan. Just throwing that out so you know. You don't necessarily need 3 people to be a tradesman, just so you know. But and once you're a tradesman, you qualify for commissions. All right. So this guide helps you. So let's go back to just doing the minimum. Let's assume that you only can find basic affiliates, so you would need 3 people. So what you can do is you put your current rank up in the top. Let's say you are just an affiliate, and you put what is my 28-day goal. At the end of the week, you can change that to week if you want. You can change it to month if you want, right? But let's just say it's for the month, and you can get many of these sheets. So you can have your monthly sheet and you can have your weekly sheet. Okay. So each week, who are you working with? So since we're talking about weekly, let's pretend that you have your month goals written down separately, and let's pretend this is your weekly sheet. Who are you working with this week in your leg 1? Write their name there at the top of leg 1. Who are you working with in your leg 2? Write their name there. Who are you working with in your leg 3? Write their name there. And you're helping that one person find their 3 people. It means you're doing prospecting calls with them. It means you're following up. It means that you're helping them to do the PS3 process, right? And you're not just telling them to do the PS3 process. If they're calling 10 people and they're not getting any results, then you need to either get with them and hear what they're saying, how they're inviting or whatever, or get with a leader, call Dr. B, call myself, call someone who can help check your languaging and your posture to make sure it's not what you're saying and how you're saying it, why you're not getting the results. So we're going to work more closely with people. Don't just instruct them, but coach them along. Okay, and if you need to be coached still, then call Dr. B, call myself, call Daryl, call someone and say, hey, listen, I want to do the PS3 process so I can remember the verbiage so that I'm equipped to help my people. This is how we want to really dive down into a very nucleus way and get some results. Just focus on the people who want to win. We'll come back and get the rest of the people after. But we really need to be working with people right now who are willing to do the work. Okay, and then you get the three, you help that one person in leg one get their three right, those three names there. Now you know who you're working with. The person there that's heading up your leg one person in leg one. See where it says leg one in the column at the top, and then underneath it, it says leg one, leg two, leg three. So your person is the person in leg one, and their person is who is leg one, leg two, leg three, right underneath that. And so when you go down vertically now, that's from top to bottom, then you write their three names that way. Okay, so I wonder if I can write on my screen. Is your annotation on that? Let me see. I think I can write. Can I? Let me see. Can I write? How do I write?
I was struggling with it earlier, so maybe it's working.
If you want to write on the screen for me, can you?
And I remember we're like 90 minutes on, and we have the presentation coming up in 30 minutes.
Okay, yeah, okay. So we can share this otherwise then, guys, so that you understand. So just use this to track your thingamajig, your team goals. All right, so just sharing the tools, and if anyone wants a copy, it will be in the chat. Dr. B, I've sent it to you in your chat as well for you to just forward on.
Okay, so it's a downloadable link.
It's an image. It's an image, but I do have it in my Word document as a PDF. And what I did was, if you notice at the top where it says, oops, if you notice at the top, oh, there's my grandma. For those of you who don't know my grandma, I'm at the sidebar. I saw my grandma. I'm sidetracking here. This is my grandma when she was young. My beautiful grandma when she was old. But we digress. So, so this is, if you notice at the top of the sheet, what I want to show, you see where it says my position one leader? If you fill this form out, it should take you to apprentice. You get three, those three get three, and those three get three. That makes you an apprentice. So you can do that way. What I did was I got 3 of these sheets of paper, and I used the leg one person to be per page. So I gave each leg a whole page. So when you fill this out, you'll be gold. Okay, so if you just use 1 sheet of paper and you fill this in, you'll be silver. But if you got 3 sheets of paper and made 1 paper your leg 1, another paper your leg 2, and another paper your leg 3, that would make you gold when you complete it. Okay, just a little sidebar. So yeah, I will send it over to you, Dr. B, in PDF.
Awesome.
Okay,
Awesome. All right,
guys.
guys.
Hopefully that was helpful for someone. Love you guys.
Yeah. All right, wonderful. Love you too, BB. All right,
Bye.
ladies and gentlemen, we're over the time. If there are any comments or questions from anybody
I
about?
Doc, are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
I wanted to find out about our first sheet. I missed the first line with the comment in terms of what she meant by the numbers, what the numbers in red represent on the left-hand side of the sheet, whether was week or days, or I didn't get that part. I stepped.
Could you bring that up again, Ms. Butner?
I hope she got my question. Yeah, the first sheet. Yeah, the first sheet.
So the leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, right?
The first sheet, the other sheet.
Okay, the other one.
Yes. So the figures to the left of it on the red circle, what they represent.
Oh, that's just counting down the ranks.
Okay. Very well. Okay, understood.
Okay. All right, awesome. All right, man, let's get you across that hurdle. All right, so by the end of, I saw the dates in there, and we're going to work together to help hold people accountable. We have 2 presentations, one coming up in another 28 minutes, 27 minutes on this link, All right, you can invite people to that presentation. It's going to emphasize a bit of the safety trade. And then we'll have another one starting with Ms. Buckner, a showcase presentation at 7 o'clock, where we're going to be showcasing the various aspects of the community. And then the goal after that is to get people registered and signed up. All right. So with that said, guys, thank you very much for showing up. If there's no other comment or question from anybody, all right, thank you for showing up today. Really appreciate you all. We'll see each other on this call next week. We'll be working together during the course of the week with our three-way calls and PS3 and helping everybody to rank up in the company so that you can make money. All right. Want you to make money. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.